Ling Han did not feel this was odd in any way. From the start, Lu Yutong was very talented in the field of martial arts. It was illogical that she had still not yet managed to form sword chi. Now that she has made a breakthrough in this area, it seemed as if the potential she had been accumulating gushed out in one go, producing excellent results. However, the third flash of sword chi would not be so easily formed. For Lu Yutong, she was already satisfied with being able to possess two flashes at the mere age of 18 and stepping into the ranks of young rulers. Moreover, she could be considered to be among the stronger, more powerful young rulers. The general level of martial arts in Rain Country was too low. You'd be praised as a ruler once you managed to form saber or sword chi. When the new year came, all the branch families of the Ling clan returned to the main clan residence to greet the coming of spring together. Normally, these external branch families had their own residences outside the main clan residence and were responsible for managing the clan's various businesses. Most of them were ordinary people. Only a few have stepped onto the path of cultivation. After all, for every 10 people, there was only one person that actually possessed a spirit base. Big Brother Han. A little girl by the name of Xuanhuan kept following Ling Han around. After the new year, the little girl would only be 8 years old, yet she had already awoken her spirit base. Furthermore, it was a low-level Earth-grade spirit base. According to the rules of the clan, she was qualified to be enrolled in the Grey Cloud Academy, and the clan would provide her school fees as well as cultivation resources. Everyone knew that you wouldn't be able to protect your wealth if you didn't have enough power. As a result, every clan would carefully nurture the clansmen who were found to be gifted with talent to become martial artists. If there appeared a genius amongst these clansmen, it would also be a source of pride for the clan. Just like the 8 great clans of the imperial city, they had all been merely small clans, which grew by choosing such a policy. There had been 3 members of the Ling clan that had been enrolled in the Grey Cloud Academy previously. Aside from Ling Han and Ling Muyun, there was another named Ling Xidao. However, as he was now getting too old, after the new year, he would no longer attend the academy. Instead, he would join the clan guards. After a few years of gaining experience, he'd be promoted to assistant captain and then captain. Such an important post naturally had to be handed to a clansman for safety's sake. Meanwhile, as Ling Zixuan had awakened, after the new year, she would begin attending the Grey Cloud Academy. However, Ling Han had other plans. He could not possibly remain in Ling Clan forever. He desired to climb to the summit of martial arts in the future, so Rain Country was too small for him. As a result, before he left, he needed to nurture as many talented people as possible to help his father relieve some of his worries. He has decided to bring Ling Zixuan to the imperial city and enroll her in the Huyang Academy. Ling Dongxing had already obtained a place of enrollment in Huyang Academy previously, and Ling Han definitely would be able to rank amongst the top 50 participants in the Dayuan tournament. In this manner, their clan would have 2 places. Of course, he did not intend to become the babysitter of the girl. He would definitely have her parents follow her to the imperial city to take care of her daily needs. "Why are you crying again?" Ling Han smiled as he picked up the little girl. "Da Xiang is bullying Xuanhuan," the little girl said, full of grievances. "Big Brother Han, you help Xuanhuan beat him up." Ling Han laughed heartily, patted the little girl's head, and said, "You and Da Xiang are both members of the Ling clan, so you must help and support one another. Our fists should be aimed at outsiders and not used to beat our own people up." But he said, "Xuanhuan is ugly," the little girl said, pouting. "Our family's Xuanhuan is so pretty. You're now a small beauty, and in the future, you'd be a great beauty. Da Xiang is only jealous of you," Ling Han said, smiling. The little girl was instantly cheered by such compliments, and clapping her hands, she said, "Xuanhuan is the most beautiful girl in the world." After a moment of thought, she realized this was a bit too arrogant, so she changed her words and said, "Big Sister Yutong is the most beautiful. Xuanhuan is the second most beautiful." Ling Han gave a big laugh and said to Lu Yutong, "She's praising you." "Big Sister Yutong, when are you and Big Brother Han getting married?" The little girl asked innocently, her head tilted. Lu Yutong instantly blushed at this. She swiftly turned around and ran off, causing Ling Xuan to feel very puzzled. What was going on? Xuanhuan, you've scared off my wife. How are you going to compensate me? Ling Han deliberately frowned and said. Ling Ziyuan bit at her fingernail, thought for a while, and said comfortingly to Ling Han, Big Brother Han, Xuanhuan will help you find a prettier big sister. She looked extremely mischievous when she said this. Ling Han could not hold back his laughter. Kids say what they like, and were innocent and adorable. It was too bad that this purity could not be preserved forever. After the New Year celebration, Ling Dongxing, Ling Han, and Lu Yutong all set off towards the Dayuan city to participate in the Dayuan tournament. Dayuan city was more than 800 miles away from Gray Cloud Town. The three of them hastened their journey, and 2 days later, they arrived outside Dayuan city. Compared with the small, tiny Gray Cloud town, Dayuan city looked very imposing and grand. The city grounds extended over a few tens of miles, and the city walls were about 100 meters tall. It looked like a creeping, colossal beast. There were 4 gates of entry into Dayuan city: north, east, south, and west gates. Every day, there would be travelers coming in from all directions to this most bustling, most lively city within the nearest 1,000 miles. There were merchants, refugees, and wandering martial artists here. The overall level of martial arts in the city was higher than the surrounding area by a whole new level. The current Dayuan king was a powerful warrior of spiritual ocean tier, and according to rumors, he was also the only one in spiritual ocean tier. Possessing ultimate power and prestige, Ling Han and his group arrived at the city gate. They did not have to be searched or go through any kind of security check. They only had to pay the city entrance fees, 1 silver coin per person. This was not very expensive for them, though for commoners, this would indeed be a very big sum. Within the city, there were many tall, grand buildings of various heights extending into the distance. It was the epitome of a king's city, stunning any new visitors to the city. Ling Dongxing had come here a long time ago and had even left the country before, so he naturally would not be shocked. Liu Yutong came from the imperial city, so this was a common sight to her. The two of them had initially thought that Ling Han would be stunned by such a grand sight, yet Ling Han looked completely calm and unperturbed, shocking them. They went off in search of an inn. However, it seemed as if many had come to the city to participate in the upcoming Dayuan tournament, and practically every inn was fully occupied. They walked around for over half a day, yet still had not managed to find a place of accommodation. Yi, Grandmaster Ling. They had been walking around on the main streets when they heard a surprised voice call out. A white-haired old man walked over to them. He was Zhu Xin. So you're here, Ling Han said, smiling. Grandmaster Ling, I happened to receive an invitation from an old friend during the New Year, asking me to come visit. I hope Grandmaster Ling will forgive me for not paying you a visit during the New Year. Zhu Xin bent slightly at the waist, a hint of fear on his face. He had already considered Ling Han as half his master, so he would naturally be fearful that he had caused Ling Han's displeasure. Ling Han shook his head and smiled, and said, You don't need to call me Grandmaster. You can just call me by my name in future. In this life, he had already decided to start from a minor character and walk firmly and sturdily onwards, battling various so-called geniuses to improve himself. Otherwise, if he continued to be a Grandmaster Alchemist, then due to the grand, noble status accorded to an alchemist, which genius would dare to spar with him? Zhu Xin shook his head continuously. He was a person who was reverent of his master and his teaching. Ling Han had granted him a kindness in guiding him before, so in his heart, Ling Han was already his teacher. To directly address your teacher by his name without any kind of honorific, this was practically disgraceful. Don't say this or that. It's decided. If you call me Grandmaster in future, then I'd really be angry. Ling Han deliberately put on a stern face and said in a half-joking manner.